Hi guys, it's Nurse Howie, and I am trying out this GoPro because my commute to work is pretty long. I mean, I don't know why I thought that San Francisco wasn't going to have as much of a traffic commute than any other state or city, but it does. And it makes sense because there's a lot of mountains here. I don't know if you can see how wide, based on this camera view, is. There are a lot of redwoods out here, and that is not what San Diego has. And so I am getting ready to go to work. If you can see my badge. Oh, this is the wrong badge. My real badge is here. Oh God. Oh, okay, good. Here it is. Yeah, I can't always forget my badge. And last time I forgot my stethoscope. And I work at a telecardio unit. So there's a lot of cardio all the time, and it's actually a PCU unit because a lot of the ICU patients go straight there. And so not having a stethoscope is not a good idea. But anyway, one thing about San Francisco is there's a lot of tunnels. So you can see as this one is called the Calcadon Tunnel. I don't know. One of these days I'm gonna find out the story of this tunnel, but it's pretty nice. I've been trying for about a month to try to make sure I get in the right lane, so I get in the right tunnel, because each tunnel only has 2 lanes each, and each tunnel has only 2 lanes each. Does that make sense? Anyway, so they all go to the same area, so I freaked out all the time trying to make it to the tunnel that I wanted to go to, but each tunnel goes out in the same area anyway. Alright, so today what we're going to talk about is how is my travel nursing so far. I don't know if you guys recall, but I was with a bunch of goats when I first talked about travel nursing. Hey, we're out of the tunnel. And I told you guys that it was kind of hard. I was homesick all the time, and I felt like my best friend of 20 odd so years, having me into her house, she was going through a lot of stuff, so she didn't really feel it. I didn't feel welcomed, really, and I knew it was a hard adjustment, but there really was no other place to go, and I wanted to give her my rent money instead of asking the travel agency to fork an apartment for me, and then just, using about half my wages on that. And so I thought just the same with her would be fine, so I don't want to piss her off, but it was a hard adjustment. Eventually we're starting to get to the point where our friendship was before, when we were in high school, and how it's been since, but it's been a hard day going. So I gotta tell you, I wish I knew that trying to get a roommate during a travel work assignment is going to be hard, especially if that roommate is already established, because you need to ask them to show you around one time at least, just so you get to know the area, and then you have to find your way around on your own. And there's a BART station, so there's a subway here, but it doesn't go to everywhere you want to go, and I have to Uber the rest. So there's some places where I want to also have my car, because when I'm working, I like to stay in my car to go take a break in the middle of the night, because I'm working night shift. I don't want to go to a break room and then try to lock it, because somebody always forgets when they barge in, and that person's usually me. I remember some poor girl had turned off all the lights in the break room, but you can't lock it because anybody can get in, and it was so dark I couldn't see, and I needed to find my stethoscope in my bag. So I started walking to where I thought my bag was, and as I got closer and closer to the corner, all she could see when she woke up was this dark, imposing shadow figure just kind of like hovering over her, and she freaked out, and then so did I. So it was like a very comical situation. I didn't end up getting my stethoscope. I screamed and ran out of there. And to this day, I still don't know who I allegedly kind of attacked with my presence. So I don't know, and then nobody asked either, so it will remain a mystery forever and ever and ever that I will take to my grave. And so I guess that implies that I knew who the person was, but no, nobody knew who each person was. Each person was a perpetrator to each other. Okay, so I did feel really homeless, and it was really hard, especially because I had to sleep with the blackout curtains on. Thank God my roommate had blackout curtains in her vacant room that I am using, because It helps block out the light, obviously, so I can sleep better, but helps me kind of help regulate my sleep cycle. But it also makes it very depressing, you know, when I wake up knowing that none of my friends are nearby and I have to start making new friends. And me having a process of obtaining good friends that are dependable and that make me laugh and respect me, and I feel the same way. I admit it takes me about 13 to 18 months. I mean, I'm not trying to quantify this whole you know, actual task of settling into a city friend-wise, but that's about how long it takes for me, about a year for me to make good friends, and you just can't do that when you're a travel nurse. This is my first assignment. It was really tough. So, and then having my my best friend slash roomie for this assignment kind of, you know, like be grumpy, you know, because when we contact each other, we're always, you know, we kind of in a good mood, and we don't do it via phone. We usually text or send Facebook messages. But you know, we both started to see each other's real moods all the time, because you live with somebody, and so things change. You see everything about the person. You see little habits that annoy you. But now I'm starting to learn to adjust to that. For example, when she's a big earth, I don't want to say hippie, but she has compost bins, which I think is cool in theory and application, but she leaves it out, and she also leaves the back door open so her dog can go in and out of the backyard, but flies come in. So I can't leave anything out, or I can't try to cook anything because flies are always zipping in and out. And so that's super annoying. And sometimes she forgets what I do too. For example, when I throw stuff into the recycling bin versus a compost bin, she'll say, "Oh, Abby, you put the recycling in the compost bin, and you know, like, can you not do that?" And I was like, "Okay, I'll fix it." And then I go in there and I find that it was the opposite way around. She had actually put the compost in the recycling bin. So I was like, what the fuck? So, you know, little things like that annoy me, and I'm sure things annoy her too. For example, a package came in. I tried to forward my mail to her address using USPS, but when I ordered Amazon, I thought that it would forward too. So I, you know, put my package into my old address, thinking that it would also get forwarded to me, but it didn't. So from then on out, I used her name on her address on my Amazon account, and you know, it goes to the house. But so when a package came in, I thought it was for me because